Peace, welcome to Essence Tarot, and this is going to be a masculine update. So let's see what's going on with the masculine. Alright, so we have the Chariot, okay? Success that comes from dedication and self-discipline, celebration, celebrating your accomplishment, okay? Being in the spotlight. So this masculine here is definitely moving forward to his success. All right, this is definitely, I'm sorry y'all, this is not a collective. This is a channeling of a specific masculine or specific masculines that's on this frequency. Okay, so this masculine here is moving towards his success. Okay, very dedicated to his future and what he wants. Okay, very disciplined. All right, and has been achieving. So as this masculine been achieving his goals, okay, he's just been in a good frequency. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this masculine. All right, so where is the masculine moving forward from and to? So we have the base chakra. So he's definitely taking a physical action. Physically, he is moving forward. All right, he is definitely taking a physical action. All right, so that's good. Okay, so you have the light. Okay, so he's definitely being spiritually guided. He can definitely see the divine pulling through in his life and helping him, guiding him spiritually. So he's definitely moving towards the light, God-given. Okay, and as God giveth, God can also take it. But this masculine is being given and being guided towards the light, towards his abundance, his purpose. All right, so we do have triumph. Okay, so he will be successful. All right, moving forward as spirit guide him. Spirit is pretty much saying this masculine is definitely tapped in to the divine and will be guided towards his success. Okay, and he will overcome his challenges. All right. All right, so we have hope. All right, so he definitely is full of hope. All right, and like he trusts the universe, he trusts in the divine. Very spiritual person, very a very spiritual person. This masculine does have spiritual understanding. He's very God fearing. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this base chakra spirit. All right. So we have two cards, I believe. Yeah. So we have nothing will come of the situation. Okay. And then we have look at the bigger picture. Okay. So this masculine has been making moves, okay, in the past that hasn't really worked out for him. But as he's on this path now, he's starting to see the difference. I'm going to put this above because I don't think y'all can see that. All right, so he's been in the past, this is why he's moving forward. Things have not been physically working out for this masculine, okay? Looking at the bigger picture and things, meaning like spirit is definitely showing him the way. He hasn't in the past been going by the divine. He's only been going by ego and pride. So spirit is pretty much saying that he's had, somewhat of a reality check, before he wasn't on his path, but spirit is saying now he's getting on his path and he sees the bigger picture, and this is why he's coming closer to the light as he sees the bigger picture. So let's see what else. Okay, emotions are running high. Okay, so during this transition for this masculine, he has been facing a lot of, like I said, he's been going through a lot of situations that's causing him to move forward. Okay, playing with his own emotions as well as people playing with his emotions. Okay, he saw that just wasn't working best for him. So this is why he's being more spiritual, more God fearing, and focused on the light and focused on overcoming these emotional issues that's caused him. He could have been in a lot of past trauma, or could have been dealing with toxic energies where it's been causing him an up and down roller coaster. It didn't work for him in the past, but now that he sees the bigger picture, he's starting to, balance out the emotions. Okay, he has to move on from this emotional roller coaster that he was facing. That's why he's moving forward. Okay, so we have show the world the real you. Okay, so being once he overcomes these not like these very negative emotion, okay, because he will overcome it. Once he overcome it, he will be able to show the true side of himself. Okay, because he had to realize he did, things wasn't the way that it seemed to be physically. Okay, now that he's tapping into his more understanding of who he is, okay, he now knows that he's been put on a manipulation kind of roller coaster, where he was just trapped in that cycle, okay, of manipulation, okay, and it's caused him a lot of self-doubt. So once he overcome, and he will, Spirit is saying, okay, this is why we got the Chariot, he is overcoming this understanding. He's realizing that he allowed too many different people to control his mindset, okay. You have show the world the real you, and he will once overcome it and show the world the real him, more of a, pure person, okay. But he has to move forward. He has to leave behind these toxic energies that's caused him this emotional roller coaster, okay. Ooh. All right. So, you got consolations are within reach, okay? No. I'm sorry, conclusions. Sorry, y'all, it's dark around in the background. Conclusions are within reach, okay? So he will come to his own understanding, and he will, because he has to go through this. So not saying that he had to be put in this, but in order for him to get out of that mental hell, okay, he had to pull himself out of it, okay. When he realized this was going on, and every time he tried to get closer to his God or closer to Spirit, a lot of distractions had happened to him. So I'm going to see what else Spirit has to say. Okay, so that's a good thing that this masculine here is moving forward and coming out of that emotional imbalance. Okay, and it's definitely a physical action, and more of him going into the light. He's moving towards the light, and he's not stopping. You have the masculine here. He's taking the physical action. He's moving towards the light, and he's going through with confidence, and he's taking that red flag, which is physical. He's moving him and taking that red flag, and he's getting through all this emotional imbalanceness. He wants to show the world that who he really is, and not what people thought him or tried to program him to be. He's coming into that light, okay, and everything will come to a more clear understanding with himself, and then it will reflect around the people that he's the new people to come. Okay, so we do have conclusions again. Okay, it will happen. He is coming out of it. So he came, like I said, he came to that full understanding. All right, he came to that full understanding. Things did not work out for him in the past, and he doesn't want to live like that anymore. So he wants to come out of that mental spell. Okay, yeah, you have the warrior. So it's definitely the masculine himself stepping into his more warrior mindset. And I don't mean like egotistical, He's putting that to the past because that's what caused him. Now he's trying to step more into the light side of himself, the warrior side of himself, the strength, to see the bigger picture, okay, and be a more stronger person, be a more stronger masculine. He understands nobody's perfect, but he's now ready to become his most highest self. Okay, he wants to be that warrior. All right, so we have letting go, okay, letting go, of that past, okay, letting go of that past pain he's faced, okay, and he's ready to show the world. So he has to let go of that past pain. And then we have the High Priestess of Water, Okay, so he's also prepared himself for the future love of his life. Okay, he might have met this person and realized he wasn't prepared, he wasn't ready, but he's it's two things that can happen here. He can either be prepared for his divine, or he can either be preparing himself for his divine, or he could either be fixing himself. Because in order for a masculine to be 100% himself, he has to shift. Okay, now people are saying, like you have the saying that can the devil be reformed? And the devil means just the devil means just people in a lower frequency. Okay, can they be reformed? Yes, but they have to make the choice. Some people will choose to stay in ego and pride and live the rest of their life like that and do, and live by that. And some people will change. Okay, this masculine here wants to change for the greater good of his future. Okay, so he will be letting go, of any toxic situations, and he is making room for his divine partner. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, but don't try to judge a book before it's covered before saying. Don't compare your situation, 11:11, peace to the gods, to a situation that you can't try to make it, fit into your situation. Okay, you have to let it speak to your soul in order for it to be divine. As I was speaking to my sister the other day, I was telling her that a soul connection is a soul connection. It's a private union. Okay, it's not to be. You're not to be picked. You can't pick your divine partner. If we can pick a divine partner, you will be able. If, like I said, free will is free. If free will is free, you will be able to do what you want. Okay, without no consequences. But you can't just pick your partner. Your partner is picked for you. That's divine love. Everybody wants this connection, but not everybody is prepared for it. It's cute to say and cute to talk about and number one to be involved with, but a lot of people cannot really handle the connection that they're seeking. So if you are not, if you have not met your divine partner and you are seeking your divine masculine, okay, you're not supposed to seek them. You're supposed to go with the flow of life. Okay, go with the flow of God, go with the flow of your intuition, and you will run into this person. It will happen out of nowhere. It will happen when you least expect it. But when you let go of control, you will eventually run into your own destiny and your own purpose, because control is just ego rising. Okay, to be in control is ego rising. You have to be a person that walks into straight unconditional love, straight purity, straight faith in who you are and what you will accomplish. Okay, we have to understand that this journey, it's not for the faint. Okay, it's not for the wicked and it's not for the weak. This journey takes strength and power. Okay, this journey takes knowing. When you have that knowledge and you have that power and you have that knowing given to you by God, you don't have doubts. You don't have fear. So when you have doubts and you have fear, that's only ego taking a toll on you. Okay, sometimes you have to take yourself away from situations that don't serve your highest good. So that includes family, that includes friends, that includes even your love partner, even your life partner. Okay, because if your life partner is not fulfilling its purpose and it's full of ego, because you got to remember the body is different from the soul if they are not one. Okay, if you, the person, identify the other being in that body, okay, at that time, doesn't mean that they're always at home. Okay, if they were at home, they would be at home 100%, which is with you. Okay, now some people may say, well, how do you know? And how do you know? Because you would just know. You will have that knowing from God. You will see beyond the eyes, not just the body or the flesh and the money and the cars and the etc. physical desires. That's not love. That's not love. That's conditional love, because you're only conditionalizing your ideology, which is making you believe that you love yourself. That's a programming. That's a self-programming. Okay? This connection is beyond. People would literally think, like, how do you know? And how do you know if you're on a journey? I said, listen, I don't have to explain nothing to anybody of what's going on with me, my God, and my union. My union is private for a reason. Okay, I'm not here to, speak about what I'm going through. I'm here to help people get to where they're going. Okay, so at the end of the day, I talk about my situation to help those when spirits say, all right, talk about that situation right there is very important, it's key, somebody needs to hear it, then I'll do so. But nobody on this twin flame journey has to talk about what they experience in their life. Nobody, because the connection is between them, God, and their soulmate. Okay, they don't owe anybody no explanations or nothing. All they have to do is live. Now, if one decides to stay on their path while the other one is off, that doesn't stop fate from kicking in. Okay, that doesn't stop purpose from kicking in. It's gonna happen regardless. And that's why, as a twin or a soulmate or whatever high love conditional wording programming you want to believe it to be, whatever soul connection you have, it has to be a soul connection. If we're talking about soul mates and we're talking about twin flames that light the soul, we're talking about soul. If somebody is talking to you and they're talking about the physical, then they are not in a soul union. They are in a karmic situation where they're believing that they are in love with the body and they don't have no idea what the soul is. Okay, if it doesn't have you triggered spiritually and going like your world and your reality has shifted 100%, shooken your world, you need to question how you truly trust, your mind's eye when it comes to whether it's ego or divine. A spiritual connection is spiritual. See, everybody's trying to validate low levels of love, and this is why we're in more of a low level of love than a higher level of love of unconditional understanding, because we're putting a new program out there and people are downloading it and being confused. Everybody's confused. They don't know what's real and they don't know what's fake. They don't know what's true. They don't know what's a lie. But I am telling you, you will know. And I don't mean physically know. This is a spiritual knowing. This is a spiritual identification. This is a spiritual clarification. This is a divine. We're not talking about physical, y'all. We're talking about spirit, God, universe. This is beyond the flesh. If it doesn't have you on that level, then I would suggest you change your mindset to a more, why am I addicted to this person? Who is this person to me? Why do I fall in love with this person so easily? I don't know who they truly are, and do I truly love them, and more. Okay, so start working on self-love. This is why self-love comes into a big play in any community, all right, that teaches divine unconditional love or spiritual love or fleshly love or whatever you want to call it, whatever situation you're in. It all boils down to self-love, because if you knew who you was, you would know, and I mean knowing who you are, meaning spirit. If you knew who you was and you trusted in your intuition, you can't go wrong. Okay, nobody's perfect, but you can't go wrong. You would be closer than you are today. Okay, so never blame somebody outside of your connection for your unhappiness when it's you yourself who needs to heal you. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Peace and blessings to you all. Check the description box for more information. Peace.